Here is Barkley. Left side, big hole. Saquon Barkley. Uh-oh! Barkley, goodbye! Dunk it in. Doncic, 47.
I'll give him a dunk. On a night you have 47 points, you get the benefit of the doubt.
Moss the back, Karras the snap. Moss the block. Burrow going deep. He's got him! Touchdown! Jamar Chase.
LeBron leaked out. They didn't see him. Here he is down court. It's up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer. 23-yard completion. Here goes Taylor. With Pierce in front. Touchdown, Colts. Curry gets free. Curry puts up a three. Bang! Bang! He ties the game with 6.3 remaining.
Mahomes flushed out again all the way back. Turning the corner. Fires downfield. Caught. Touchdown.
Timeout. SGA. Probing. Piercing. Spinning. Hanging for the lead. And SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go. Hit road. Oh, come on. Justin Jefferson. You got to be kidding. Makes it look so routine. Greatest catch that never existed in NFL history. Edwards puts up a three. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4. Here's a first and goal. And he's signaling as he backpedals to the 30. Oh, what a catch! Touchdown, Baltimore. Is it Franken? Giannis says no. Back the other way, Trent. Giannis inside. And both ends.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Matty Icy with Profit Props. This is the Sharp Side. As always, we will recap yesterday first. No stream for me yesterday. We did go 1-0 in the Discord. However, Kevin Durant over 28.5 points and assists. Honestly, all we needed was the points. I believe he finished with 30 points and 1 assist. So we cashed regardless, but points was probably the better play. Getting into today's slate, I've got several leans and 2 official plays. First official play is my play of the day. Chet Holmgren under 19.5 points. Second play is going to be Cade Cunningham over 5.5 assists. I will say there's a 10-game slate today, but in that 10-game slate, 6 of these games are double-digit spreads. I've already gone through the slate this morning. I know the games that we'll be looking at. So I do expect today's show to be rather quick, although it's a huge slate. First game, Washington versus Orlando, 15.5 point spread in this one. Washington, they've been really sporadic with how they've been distributing their minutes. And then Orlando, I'm not really comfortable backing them with such a large spread. I had some thoughts, mainly Jalen Suggs, RAs under this line. He's over this line in 6 of his last 10. On the season, he's under in 67% of games. We've got Anthony Black day to day. We've got Franz Wagner still out. Even he came back for like the one Germany game and he struggled. If we look at games of wins or 10 or more points, a strong stretch here. Bottom 10 defense versus spot up. So obviously it's a good matchup for him, but spot up doesn't really matter for the RAs. Ultimately, I stayed off of it, but I did lean under Suggs RAs here. Good morning, Josh. Appreciate y'all for tapping in this morning. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'll add the plays as we get to them. So ultimately for me, nothing Washington or Orlando related. Next game, Dallas versus Charlotte. I like Colin Kneppel overs here. I like his points over. Paolo RA's over. It would have to be a really good hit rate, a great hit rate with a great average in games that they won by 10 or more. So in wins of 10 or more this season, it's a 44% hit rate. They're 15-point favorites. He's under in 5 straight when they're 15-point favorites. I will say his last cash was versus Washington, but it was just by the hook. If I said assists, I meant rebounds, John. His assists were like 9.5 or 8.5 this morning, I believe. It was the rebounds, although RAs were a look. I will say RAs were a look. 5.5 rebounds, minus 125 at MGM. It was 133 at Builder, 130 at Fanatics, think there was a 135 at Rivers. I haven't looked at it in a while, so we'll see where it's at now. Bain points. They look good in wins of 10 or more. Although he was dog shit in the game they played for them earlier this season. Just 2 for 6 from the field. Last 20 wins of 10 or more, though, look good. Wins of 15 or more don't look as good. Going to be no opinion for me here either on Bain. Just really tough, I think, to spot these 15.5-point games. Any other requests before I move? Nothing official for me in this game. Open to requests, though. I know YouTube's a minute behind. I'll give it 10 more seconds. I think we're good. Dallas, Charlotte, as Brandon Miller. So, again, Charlotte's 13-point favorites here. Miles Bridges is back. So, let's go with LaMelo, Con, and Miles. Wins of 10 or more this season. Looks really good on the back half here. Not as good on the front half of the season. We got any head-to-heads? 23. Was that this year? Yes, it was. What was the volume? Not great. He did have 6 free throw attempts, so there's a couple more buckets there. Let's go to the model. Brandon Miller, points, no. Rebounds. I do lean over assists. That's about the only thing the model likes. Probably because you can play such a high plus money. They're terrible, right? Bottom 10 defense versus position. 50-50 hit rate. Let's go in wins. Nah, I got nothing for Brandon Miller in this one. LaMelo Ball. I will say, I looked at LaMelo's under PRAs. So in wins of 10 or more, and if you pull up the secondary in the minutes, his minutes 25.5 in these blowout wins. Now, some of that was like injury related, right? So I thought to myself, 23-30. I really believe if they're going to win this game by 10 or more points, he's at 25 to 30 minutes. So let's go there. $50-50 on the season this year at that number. Hold on, we can remove that. 54%. Now we can go there. 54%. Okay. I lean under LaMelo PRAs, but I'm definitely banking on a blowout there. I'm going to leave it as a lean. LaMelo, I like his over 18.5 points if you believe in like rookie of the year narrative. Really closed the gap with Cooper Flagg missing so many games. I think even if Flagg plays 65 or 66 games, if Con puts together 75, 78 comparable games on a team that's probably going to make the playoffs. Oh, yeah, that's right. Front end of a back-to-back for Charlotte as well. So, yeah, LaMelo PRAs is definitely a lean. So I have him projected at 28 minutes. LaMelo, that is. Let's see if there's... Yeah, nothing official there. Just some leans on LaMelo. Con Canepo, I like the over 18.5. Let's go look at him in wins of 10 or more. Again, looks really good on the back end. Front end doesn't look as good. Nothing official there for me. Nothing official for me in this game. 13-point spread. Don't have anything. This game is where we start having looks. Cade over 5.5 rebounds. Looks like this line is bumped. There's still a 135 at MGM, it looks like. I said I would play it to 140. 141 still good. Anything over that looks like this line's moved. You can see he had in the last matchup versus them He had 10. 15 rebound chances head-to-head. In the game prior, he had 6 on 9 rebound chances. I believe this game to be fairly competitive, even with Donovan Mitchell being out. So I don't think we're going to see any of these 22-minute games here. $30 minutes this season, 55 over the last 10, though 8 out of the last 10. So really like Cade over his rebounds here. First official play in this game. I did run James Harden 20+ in a parlay that I released in the Discord. Just use my DraftKings daily boost, and it's a long shot. But I did run James Harden over 19.5 points in a lay. Threes also looked good for me for Harden. I know they're ranked 5th versus position. 2.5 is plus money. Do lean over Harden's threes. Didn't run it officially. Do lean that way. I do like Jalen Duren over his points. 18.5. Is that still the line? Honestly, it looks like this one's moving against me, getting a little better. 17.5. Very tempted at the Duren over 17.5 points in this one. Rebounds was a little pricey. Yeah, 165. I think he gets there, but I wasn't willing to lay the price. He got there last game. They did go into overtime. He played 42 minutes in that one. Don't want to bank on OT. Do expect it to be pretty competitive, probably pacing for 36, 37 in that game. Like Duren PRs and double-double in that one. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, both are like a question mark for me. Lean both their overs without Donovan Mitchell here. We know how well Jared Allen's played since Harden's got there. Mobley hit 4 threes. Pardon me, in the matchup versus Detroit. Went 4 for 8 from 3 in that game. He also went over his rebounds. He recorded 12. We're getting a 7.5 today. I thought about looking at the double-double price, plus 180. So this moved. This was like plus 210, 220 earlier. So it's definitely gone that way a little bit. I do still think Evan Mobley over his or to record a double-double is worth a look. This line has moved a whole point since this morning. It was 7.5, like plus money, minus 110, minus 113. I think FanDuel was at when I looked at it. Now it's 8.5 plus 0.1. FanDuel's now minus 0.2, so moved a whole point. Makes sense why the double-double price has moved 40 cents. Honestly, I think if you want to bet this now, just sprinkle the double-double. I think that there's more value left there than there is on the 8.5 rebounds. I'm actually interested in smacking that. Evan Mobley double-double, very, very strong lean of mine. Went through the rest of these players. Sam Merrill, points in threes without Donovan. You see they don't allow a lot of three-pointers made. Pardon me. So I haven't got there yet, but I do lean over some Sam Merrill stuff. Also, Duncan, I think his lines are pretty efficient today. Struggled in back-to-back games, including a game versus Cleveland. I do think he has decent volume. He had 8 3-point attempts in that game. He just didn't get to the 3. And my model actually liked his rebounds. So, like, PRs is definitely a look for Donovan or Duncan Robinson. Nothing official for me on Duncan yet, but I did have those leans. I will say Azar Thompson RAs are a pretty strong lean for me as well. Over this line in 7 of the last 10. Keep in mind, this is an overtime game. And then I think Isaiah Stewart's back today, or maybe he misses one more. Can someone confirm that? I thought Stewie was back. Fanatics got alt attempts for field goal attempts and 3-point attempts. Okay, cool. Fanatics don't let me bet shit, and they're hard to keep. Fanatics are just hard to even have P2s. I really like Azar Thompson RAs. Let me see if this line's really moved at all today. Not really. Let me give this a refresh, make sure we're up to date. Profit, did you say Cade over 5.5? I meant to say boards, dog. My bad. Let me go ahead and get the 2 plays I have up here in the banner so there's no confusion. Save, run it. Let's get it. Yeah, I lean over Azor RAs. Could be another late ad. I do expect to have some extra volume in this game as we get closer to tip-off. Stu is back. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Fuck no. Azor Thompson bumped as well. Damn, everything I liked moved. All right. Well, that was my only other look in this game. Let's go ahead and move on. Brooklyn versus Miami. It's dead, y'all. It's dead. If this were 32.5, I would run it. If somebody moves it up, I'll consider it. But not at one. Damn, that MGM number is tempting, but it's only at MGM. If that were widely available, I would run that. I would run that. Glad you're back. I was looking at maxi blocks and steals. Minus 108 without Embiid. Got you. I'll definitely look at the stocks. Michael Porter Jr., if this line becomes more available at under 32.5, I'll run it. Yeah, that was my really only other look in this one. I'm not going to waste our time on these big spreads that I don't have opinions on. Jalen Brunson, this game's only a 2.5 point spread. Line for Jalen is 26. 25.5 juiced under. Some 24s out there. Yeah, some 24s out there. I did play him 25 plus in the lotto I was talking about. All right, Jalen Brunson line is 24.5, 25.5. Previous matchup, they blew him out. He only played 30 minutes. Competitive game, he cooked them. Another blowout, 18 points. That was this season as well. Yes. Okay. Looking at his last 10. 32, 30, 36, 36, 35. They're just at bad defense territory here. Okay, let's go look at some things real quick. Going to my site, Jalen Brunson. My projections are on the under. They're not heavy on the under, but they are on the under. I will say rebounds are over. So let's go look at Jalen Brunson's rebounds over. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. We want to look at the last 10. Okay, it's because we're getting such a good plus money number. It's actually really close to my model. Not going to be anything official on Jalen Brunson here. Let's do this. New York. So I do lean under Josh Hart, but what I don't like about that is Josh Hart's played very well versus them this season. 2021 and 22. So while the model leans under, I can have no parts in that. Model does lean over Emmanuel Quickley's points. So let's go talk about it this season. Again, a blowout and a blowout. So the only competitive game he cleared. CMB is the only one out. They're 10th in transition, 10th versus spot up, 21st versus pick and roll ball handlers. Done a little better in the restricted area post All-Star break. I will give them that. I will say this numbers came up a little bit. No, it looks like there are still 16.5s available. So don't let me lie about that. There are some 16.5s out there. This is a tempting number. Let me go see if I lean over his assists or threes at all. Emmanuel Quickley. Slight lean over to the assists, yes. And rebounds under. Okay, let's go take a look at the PAs. I'm at 24-7. Still a pretty decent lead. The Knicks are second in assists allowed to point guards. Any thoughts on Danny Wolf? I'll let you know when I get there. Off the top of my head, it doesn't sound bad. Emmanuel quickly over his points is a lean of mine. I'm not going to get there officially, but it is a lean. Anything else we want to look at? Karl Anthony Towns over, actually. Model likes the over here for Towns. Let's go look at head-to-head this season. Under in 2 of the 3, but he actually went under in the 1 competitive game. Top 10 defense versus position. I have no clue why my model would like this. I fucking hate it. No, nothing on Karl Anthony Towns. OG Anunoby, slight lean under, but it's not really a lot. Plus, there's a little bit of history between him, right? Spent some time there, over in 2 of the 3. No go for me there. I'm cool on all of those. They weren't large edges anyways, so. Rebounds, as I said, Brunson over. We're liking Podol's under, but his minutes might be hard to spot. $23-28, I think, is actually like a very fair. No, he's over in all 3 this game. Hey, bro, I like the RAs. I was mentioning that. I do like the RAs for sure. All right. Jakob Podol, nothing official. BI points 31-27 in his last 2. Volume was good. Who played in that game? Barrett played, albeit just 24 minutes. And this one, Barrett missed. Okay. I'm at 21.34, so I see a small over lean at one book. Do have some lean to the BI PRA overs. Nothing else, though, official in this game. Just kind of went through the model, poked through it. Nothing official. Let's get to Minnesota versus Memphis. 2 thoughts. Ty Jerome over his points. I don't know if he actually had an injury or if they're just like trying to lose game. Anthony Edwards under his PRAs. Big thing here was they're 14-point favorites. And wins of 10 or more this season. He's under in 59% of games. And then what I did is I actually took it down to 34 minutes. 29% hit rate. 35 minutes, I think, was sub 33. Yeah, 25% hit rate. Again, I'm banking on the blowout here, and I hate to just bet this blindly banking on that. I will say this moved because this was widely available at 39.5. Widely available. Looks like some books are still available at that price. Bet Rivers, Pinnacle. Actually, yeah, there's actually still a lot of books available at that price. I do lean under the Ant PRAs, but if the game's competitive, we're smoked. So those are my thoughts. I do lean under KPRAs. Rudy Gobert, no one's really going to be able to stop him other than himself, whether that be foul trouble or just a lack of aggression. And their coach, how can I not think of their coach's name? Wow, that's embarrassing. He's talked about their lack of effort a lot. What the Anyways, I got to Google it. How can I not think of the Timberwolves head coach name? Chris Finch. You know what? I felt like Finch was in my head too. How the fuck did I not know that? Anyways, let's talk about Jerome R.A.'s because he's kind of blowout proof in the sense that he's only running 21 minutes anyways. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Difficult matchup. I don't think he's played them. He did play them this season. He had 14. What were the potentials? 9 and 18 or 9 and 10, I believe. Damn. At plus money too. I do like this. I do like Ty Jerome RA's over. I don't think we're going to see reduced minutes because he's already only playing 20 to 22. I think what I'm going to do with this one, y'all, is I'm going to run an SGP with his ass in it. That's what I'll do. Can we talk about averaging 20? Dude, I know. He's putting up Luka Doncic-like numbers. Usage, points per minute, everything. It's incredible. He's putting up Luka-type numbers. Granted, he spends a lot of time playing against other second units, but, I mean, put this man on a contender. He could be a potential sixth man of the year. No Ty Jerome hate here. I like the PRAs over. Big fan of Ty Jerome PRAs over. He'll be very aggressive in the minutes he gets. Not so much looking at the Jalen Wells or Cedric Howards of the world. We can talk about how Bones Highland's done in wins of 10 or more this season. I'm going to assume almost all of these games have been his games in Minnesota. I think that's fair to assume. So in wins of 10 or more, okay, 47% hit rate. Now let's gonna do. Okay, so this isn't gonna have. We'll put 9 as a floor, but I don't believe if they win by 10 or more, that's really the floor. I think the floor is closer to that 12-13 number. And if the game really gets out of hand, 24 is the ceiling. 10.5 minus 125. That's his PRA line. Man could cash this in points, right? No, I don't like during under PRs. I will say my model like the over points and I believe over rebounds. So no. I will say the reason I didn't bet it is his biggest enemy could be himself today with foul trouble. But no, I don't. Actually lean towards that double-double. Might have to run Bones Highlands over right here. Okay, so the PRA is only available at a few spots. Rebounds not widely available yet. My bad. I'm not going to spend any more time on this until it's widely available, but then I'm most likely going to run it. San Antonio versus Philly. I ran Maxey 30-plus in LA. No Embiid. You see the last couple games, he's smoking the fuck out of that line. Like Maxey's over. Oh, that's PRAs. I'm sorry. He went under this game. 39, 32, 33. Also a 32 back here, a 30 back here. So I like Maxey 30-plus. That line's already bumped a point or two. So nothing official. I like Wemby's threes. Drummond's big ass ain't going to step out there and defend well versus it. Although Drummond can now sneakily smack a few in himself. Still doesn't mean that he can defend it. You still see we missed the last game versus New York. 80% hit rate last 10. 55 last 20, but volume was really low here. What worries me is volume has regressed a little bit. Also, he's just not been efficient, but let's go less than 5 attempts a game, which I think is possible. we don't like this here at all, right? So I don't think 0's right either, but 3 to 5, you know, I've kind of worked my way off of this Wemby threes, especially at current prices. I think Quentin Grimes and Dylan Harper both have good upside today, depending on how the game script goes. No VJ tonight. No Embiid, no Oubre. Oh, that's right. Oubre was announced out after I played Maxey. That's why Maxey moved so much. That's right. That's right. How much has Grimes moved since I looked at it this morning? 2 points. If this were still 11.5, I'd have ran it. Let me go see how much VJ's moved. I got to go to my model, see what the line was at when I was there this morning. So the line was 16.5, 17.5. Has it really not moved? Interesting. The Spurs are pretty damn good defensively. Lean over. Lean over, VJ. Nothing official. Lean over. Lean over. Let's move on to OKC. Play of the day. Chet under 19.5 points. He's under this line. We don't need filters, right? We don't need filters. We don't need filters here. This is Chet. Can't believe we got it. Also, they're what, 13-point favorites? 10.5. I'm sorry, they're 10.5-point favorites. So the win by 10 plus is a little sketchy here, but that's over in 5, 6 is 11, 11 to 12, under an 11 to 12 when they win by that much. And you would think, oh, yeah, but Shea's out. What about without Shea? Yeah, that shit looks fucking awful as well. Under in 7 straight without Shea. He's just not that aggressive offensively with or without these players on. I like Isaiah Joe's over tonight. I like Cason Wallace over tonight. Those are the guys that I'm looking towards. Edgecombe RAs. Yeah, bro. I like the PRAs and all of it. Like I like it all for VJ. Spurs are a difficult matchup, like literally in every regard, especially for him. He's very physical player. Look, I love Edgecombe as a rookie. Yeah, no, nothing there. And then the Maxey stocks. I would lean over. It's got to be at plus money, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's got to be plus money before you really start to think about it. Yeah, nothing official in this Philly game. Trying to get through the slate within an hour. Chet under was a PR or play of the day. So Cason Wallace points looked decent, but I will say it's very hit or miss, and I could see them running away with it. I don't know who is and isn't blowout proof on OKC as well. I know they're on the front half of a back-to-back, and if they're up 14, Chet's going to see the floor or the bench. My apologies. Outside of that, though, I really don't know. So no opinion in that blowout of a game. What I will tell you about the Lakers game is do not be afraid to bet it. If you're like, the Lakers are 8-point favorites, they're going to blow them out. No. The Lakers will not cover the 8.5 here. I'd probably bet Pelicans plus 8.5 tonight, just because I've seen this movie too many times. So don't stay off of the Lakers just because of the spread. Let's go see if there's any updated LeBron news. I think he just missed the last one because it was a back-to-back. I think he's good to go. Yeah, none. Lakers are actually finally healthy, which if you had to be healthy in the front half or the back half, I'd rather be the back half. But damn, these boys have not got to play together much this season. All right, head-to-head, Luka, 30 ball, 34, 24. I bet him 30-plus as well in a lay. Any reasonable price 30-pluses, 125 at MGM, 125 at Hard Rock, 130 at Fanatics. I love this at minus 125. Let's go look at his threes. Okay, minus 122. So let's go back to the points and let's talk about why I love it. I do not think that the Lakers are going to blow them out. I do not think that Luka plays reduced minutes. You can see some of these recent games here. 29, blowout, 29, blowout, 16, ankle, 29, blowout. I don't see that tonight. I know Reeves is back and minutes are to be caught up, but I think Luka's playing 32 plus minutes tonight. This season, when he plays 32 or more minutes, he's got a 74% hit rate on this number. Now, if you say, what about Reeves? What about Braun? Okay, 73% hit rate, averaging 33.2. Couple of bad games here and kind of difficult matchups. Orlando, not what they used to be defensively, but they definitely schematically targeted him. Boston was the same way. They don't allow anything in the interior. He did go 4 for 7 from 3, but struggled around the basket. Houston, Thompson's one of the worst matchups for him in terms of his offensive production in the league. So I'm going to let him live with those. The thing with me here is me banking on the Lakers not blowing somebody out, but I really don't believe they do. And then if you look at recent games of wins of 10 or more, I think he's flirting with the 30-minute average. 34.9 on the season, 31. Yeah, that's what I thought. Still 34 last 20. I don't know. Really like Luka over 29.5 in this one. I thought Kennard was he's not on the injury report. He was dealing with an ankle, though, wasn't he? Kennard was dealing with an ankle injury. Kennard open shots make sense. I'm assuming the line's 6.5, 8.5. He has been playing quite well since joining LA. And hold on. Don't let me say that. Let me knock on wood. I don't want to fucking jinx anything. Let's go playing alongside Luka this season. Over in all but one. The one game he missed, he did have 8. Threes, 4 and 3 in the last 2. Prior to that, was not shooting that great from behind the arc. 1 for 3, 1 for 2, 0 for 1. Then we get a 4 for 7, a 3 for 5. If you remember when we brought him in, he was supposed to help space the floor. Played well in the minutes he's getting. If you look, he's not playing big minutes. 18, 22, 15, 21, 27, and 26. We're also getting Austin Reeves' role increasing. No opinion on Luke Kennard, but I'm not mad at the over. They're very bad versus shooting guards. I think that goes for the three-point line as well, 28th. Yeah, I like Luke Kennard's over. Some potential he gets extra run. It does appear that he's getting bigger runs and the bigger wins. So I lean over there. Wouldn't talk you off of it. Zion, also love Zion's over in this one. Lakers just are not going to have anything to do. I don't trust in why only 11 minutes? I'm missing something on Zion. Why only 11 minutes here? Low key, yes, I do. I do. I really do. Hold on. Why only 11 minutes for Zion? He's questionable. What happened? Trust me, Zion trying to get that bag. He's got a clause. He makes like an extra 30-some mil guaranteed if he runs 64 games this season. So yeah, trust and believe he's trying to do something. All right, let's go full screen because the lighting in here getting shitty. I thought he rolled his ankle. All right, good call. All right, if there's no Zion, that game could get shitty. Outside of that, though, I don't think it will. Phoenix versus Sacramento. I looked at some Devin Booker unders, but that's anticipating Phoenix handling business. First game for him in 15, 20 days. I lean under. Nothing I want to run officially. I actually don't really like this game. I think we're going to call it with 2 official plays, several leans, and I'm expecting a lot more plays. We've got a couple questionables, some situations I want to monitor. Let me leave you with my favorite kind of leans here. Wemby points and threes over, but I'm worried some blowout potential. Case and Wallace is over. We didn't really talk about it. Let me circle back to the Cleveland game. I actually do really want to circle back to this game. I think I did briefly mention it, but James Harden points and threes. This is a line that I really, really considered this morning. New system here. Volume was decent in the prior game this season, two games prior. Lean over Harden's points and threes in this one. And then when I do the adjustment for Donovan being out, I like his assists as well. So if you wanted to try to talk me into a PA, I do lean there. This game, I think, is going to be very interesting. And I think what will most likely happen is I'll have an SGP for the Detroit-Cleveland game. I'll probably have SGP for New York versus Toronto. And then I'll probably have some kind of parlay with like 3 games individually on it. Yeah, that's what my most likely thoughts are. Thompson is going to have Bridges in hell tonight. No, I don't doubt that. Very good defender, very capable defender. Wouldn't be mad at the points under in that one. All right, I do think I'm going to call it 2 official plays today. I am expecting a couple late ads, though, so keep an eye on the timeline. Best of luck tonight. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Until then, man, let's go.